Elixir is a language that Jose Valum developed to run on a virtual machine designed for telecommunications. This virtual machine is called Erlang and was developed by Ericsson in the 1980s in order to allow you both to run and update software at the same time. Now, in modern day, Elixir is used for web development and is used by the companies Pinterest, the application Discord, and also the Bleacher Report, among many other businesses.
So for the first way to download Elixir on Mac, you're going to go to the browser and go to brew.sh and get homebrew. And then you're going to copy the URL linked below and then paste into the terminal and hit enter. Afterwards, you're going to type in brew, update, then brew install Elixir, set up Atom. So go to atom.io and click download for Mac. Click on packages, command palette, toggle, then type install and then install packages. Type Elixir in search bar and verify by typing in IEX. The second way would be for Microsoft, so you're going to go to elixir-lang.org/install.html, #Windows, click download installer, set up to latest version of Elixir, keep clicking next until you hit install, and then install atom.io and download window.64-bit, click on packages, command palette, toggle, then type install and then install packages, type Elixir in search bar and then click install. So these are both two main ways to install Elixir in Windows and Mac, which both packages come with Elixir.
Alright, now let's talk about syntax. So the first thing I want to talk about syntax is defining a variable, very similar to Python in that you'll want your variable name, then the equal sign, and then whatever value you have. Or for an example, just the number is equal to 1. Now let's talk about decision statements or if statements. You want to start off with the word if, and then a Boolean expression, and then do, and then indent, and have any statements you want to execute if the Boolean expression is 2, and then else, and any statements you want to execute if false, and then the word the end at the end. And that'll finish your decision statement. So for example, let's say a is equal to 1. You want to do a double sign equals 1, do io.puts a equals 1, or if else io.puts does not equal 1, and then make sure you have end at the end to make sure it stops running the statement. So in terms of output, just like a simple print statement in Python, we put io puts and then for strings between double quotes hello world, and that will just output words hello world. There's also a thing called conditional statements, which is similar to a loop and similar to a decision statement. So in this case, let's say a equals 5, condition do. Then we'll check if a equals 3, we do io puts a equals 3. If a equals 4, we put io puts a equals 4. And then once ever it hits 5, then we put a equals 5, but we have to include a true statement at the end, and true will do anything else that wasn't explicitly listed to make sure something will execute on the statement. Now let's talk about loops. Now, Elixir doesn't officially have loops because it's a functional programming language, but we can use functions and recursion in order to basically have a loop. So we're going to define the print multiple times loop, and then it'll have two arguments, word and number. Word will be that number we end up printing, and number will be the number of times we print it. And we're going to have it, so then we have a when number is less than or equal to 1, io will put the word. And then we want to end that statement and then have a different one that will change the function itself. Once again, same arguments, word number, and then do io puts word, and then print multiple times so that we can have a recursion end, and then we call the loop with water and the number of times we want it to print 5, and that'll print the word water 5 times. Now let's talk about data types. Very similar to a lot of other programming languages, we have numbers, which are stored just like in Python with no quotes, characters, which are stored in strings with quotes, booleans, true and false, just the words, and then dates and times are their own data type, just called datetime.
There are several helpful websites out there to aid you in learning the specifics of the language. These include elixir-lang.org, which are beginner guides, elixirforum.com, which is a community forum where anybody can go in and ask all sorts of questions, tutorialspoint.com, which is a quick guide to starting Elixir. There's also several YouTube videos out there that are really easy to follow and teach you the code step by step. Finally, there's elixirschool.com, which is an archive of tutorials and examples that will make learning a lot easier for anybody, regardless of their coding experience.
So some of the helpful books that you can look up for Elixir would be Introducing Elixir by Simon St. Laurent and Jay Eisenberg, Adopting Elixir by Ben Marks, Jose Valium, and Bruce Tate, and Programming Elixir 1.6 by Dave Thomas.